Welcome back to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host Lex coming to you straight from the heart, where the talk is real and the vibe is always live. Thankfully, happily, wonderfully feeling blessed because you're back on here with us as well. So, as always, for any questions, show requests, or feedback, you can reach us at Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com, yandex.com. That's what it is. Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com. And as well as checking out our blog spot at realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. And links, wonderful things, the About Me section, our book links are located at the bottom of that blog spot. Wonderful pages, insights, so much more. Transitioning to a.com, and as well as our other channels you can check out at TuneIn, Stitcher Radio, Spreaker.com, also Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and check out links and our uploads at SoundCloud.com. We love you. Thank you for listening in, and let's jump into this wonderful segment, shall we? This is going to be entitled, to have the title, as far as being, well, so far, called hashtag the what if factor. Yes, we had to dive on in there, because it's something that kind of like scratches the surface of our lives every single moment, even if it's not starting off what if. Hashtag what if, the what if factor. Yes, let's get into it. I am going to start by reading something that comes from one of our wonderful familians. And lately I don't know why, but my speech is getting kind of tongue twisted and my words are not coming out the right way. So I apologize if I'm saying channels instead of channels and what ifs instead of I don't know. It just comes out like someone's twisting my tongue, basically. And we're going to read one of this. And this comes from Neil. And he is located in beautiful Wyoming. So hello, Neil, Mr. RDDC family. Yes, we hear you. And we're definitely about to address your what if factor, because I know I had like 20 the other day. Neil is writing into the yandex.com that we always say in the beginning. And he's been talking to Anthony and different ones to kind of get himself more elevated into his on the planet of Earth godhood, understanding that. But his question is, Lex and RDDC team, I have this stigma where everything I want to do has a quote, what if? How do I eliminate that from my life without completely changing my whole paradigm of saying what if? Because it obviously helps me with some factors. Neil, you have a point. And I like that name too, Neil. You have a point. And here's what I'm going to say. We have to embrace what if for exactly what it is. Okay, now let's do a little bit of ambiance here, right? Let's do the pros and the cons, because in life that's what it is: good, bad, ugly, whatever. So here's what I catch some of us, myself, different ones doing. Well, what if I don't wear this tonight and this goes wrong? Or what if I'm wearing the wrong makeup and this person doesn't like it, or people look at me? What if I don't go out for that job? Or what if they don't hire me? What if I can't make it tomorrow because this is not happening? What if I can't go travel and see my niece before she's born, or whatever, you know what I mean? See what's going on with that. What if my friend leaves me out and doesn't even call me? What if she really doesn't like me? What if I bought the wrong anniversary gift? What if someone gets mad at me if I do this? What if I give the wrong customer the wrong information and they come back and they write me up and then it leaves me? Yes, what if? Well, here's what I'm going to say to that. What if is a darn well far way away from what is, right? But at the same time, it still exists for the fact that we can think about a what if. But as my mother and my grandmother say, stop borrowing trouble. It's hard to just, okay, Lex, you just said stop borrowing trouble. Everyone can tell you to stop worrying, Neil, if this is your thought, or the RDDC family who's listening in. But think about it. What if you don't go for that job? Then you won't have it, right? Then you could miss an opportunity, right? You could miss something that was completely opening up for you, or you could just escape hell and be going on your way to a better atmosphere where you do belong. What if you don't make it there when your sibling or someone's having a baby and you can't make it through traffic? Well, guess what? When you slow your course, or you had to slow your course to get there, maybe you would avoid a traffic accident. Maybe you avoided something happening, or you were there to help someone from something happening that was utilized in that moment. Everything has a what if, but it also has a probable cause to why. So what if I don't have a certain perfume or a certain kind of makeup that this person likes, or a certain kind of cologne? Well, if they're that critical to the point, not saying that if they don't like your food that you should dump them or not talk to them, but if they're to the point where they're thinking, oh, your makeup doesn't look the way it should, or maybe your cologne stinks. If they're that rude, in my opinion, that is my fact, they don't need to be dealing with you anyway. Let's be real about it. Like, be rude. If they want to say, where'd you get that cologne from? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that doesn't smell too bad. Actually, there's another cologne I really like. They have to learn a charming book, something. Or your makeup. Oh, I really like that lipstick. It's very vibrant. I go really good in a tropical setting. Maybe it'll click in their mind to say, maybe he just meant he likes the color, but it's just not the right time of season in his eyes. There's a way to say that. But what if you avoided a complete jerk or a complete shrewd, okay? What if you just skipped this person along and met the love of your life? What about that? What about that? So the what ifs are, what if I go to work and I come across $1,000 just sitting there, right? Start manifesting things into a more funner aspect of things. They say when acting, if you want to look into a crowd, picture them naked or something so you don't feel so foolish on stage. I could probably do that, but it would take more energy for my mind processing to actually feel more, it works for certain people, I guess it does. But think of it that way. What if I go to this date and they're going to absolutely love me and be obsessed over me and I just can't stand it, right? Even if it's a 50-50 chance of it or not, it's your confidence, not the arrogance, the confidence. And if they see it as arrogance but still humble, you already know you got your swag already, Neil. You already know. And those out there who are listening, and I feel that too. What if I go to dinner and I spill wine or some food on this beautiful blouse I just bought? Well, guess what? No matter if you spent 5 cents on it or you spent $500 or $5,000, you wore it for a reason. And to wear it, if you feel that scrutinized about it, don't eat any food or go around any areas that could get dirty. If you feel that way. And if you want to take that chance to actually have a reason as to why you bought it, then hey, life is about chances. Every time we wake up, it's an opportunity and a chance that it could be our last day or many days to come. Every time we go into a car, every time we cross the street, it's a what if. What if I go to work today? What if I don't make it to work today? What if I don't wake up? There's a million what ifs. But hashtag the what if factor means, what if you stop thinking so much of the negative to what ifs, and let's start processing that to the hashtag what if factor into a great thing. What if I get up from the Creator giving me breath and change someone's life and give a compliment? What if I go ahead and have a movement and a shift to exploring a new option for school? Okay, that's what your thing, whatever it might, or a free class. What if I look into a whole nother avenue? What if I decide to go travel and I have the wonderful time of my life and meet great people? What if I get into my car and all of a sudden someone sees me driving and says, hey, I know a car dealership where you can get a great deal on a great car if you want another one? What if so many great things happen just from me being alive today? And honestly, that's the questions we need to ask ourselves. They're always a what if. Now, you don't want to say, well, what if I go... Now, I've heard some stories about Craigslist and Reddit users. Not the platforms themselves, but some of the creepy people on the platforms that do crazy stuff and basically set people up for failure and try to do who God knows who what when they try to show up for a free couch or some Tinder date. I don't know. And all of a sudden, yeah, that comes to logic. Well, what if I'm really in the mood and really feeling my hormones and I'm going to go into a position to where I'm going to meet some great guy? You can't use your senses in that statement. So disclaimer, common sense, counseling, something, okay, some kind of reference to someone with a level head if you're not feeling that in that moment to kind of get where you need to go, because you don't want to put yourself into a bad situation to where you're only putting positive thoughts to things that could be a potential threat or a negative segment. You don't want to say, well, what if I go to the edge of this curb and like jump into traffic and everything will be fine? No, we're not saying that. We're saying the what ifs that come occurring. Well, what if we eat pasta and it makes our stomach upset and we throw up at dinner? You know, that kind of thing. And by all means, use logic. And if you have to use the what if factor, make sure you use more positive energies within it than just predicting negative situations when it comes down to our everyday thing. Now, on the other hand, if you want to meet someone you've never met before, never talked to, never been anywhere with, and you want to go at 10:30 at night because you want to hook up, what if something happens? You dang well right. Yeah, what if something happens? Carry your behind right back home and stay there. How about that? I'm not saying live in a box, but meet them in the daytime in a public area and don't go anywhere with them until you get to know them. Don't even put them in your car. But I'm just saying, that was a disclaimer, putting that out there. Example, okay? It's the same thing. What if you decide to do some huge barbecue thing and you want to go ahead and light up the whole backyard and think you can make a mass buffet for people? Common sense. Don't do it. Simple as that. Learn a how-to guide or get someone to help you do it, or go to a smokehouse place to where they can teach you something before you do it. So what ifs in that understanding are definitely good to have, but don't overwork it into something that doesn't need to be. What if you take a chance in life? What if you decide to go after everything you've dreamed about? What if you fail? And you fail and you fail and you fail, only to fail forward? What if you finally make it to where you have to go? And I know it's a scary feeling, trust me. What if you make it to the point of you can change multiple lives? What if your family starts to prosper in many ways other than financial? And then that too. What if your friend and your body, everyone around you starts developing this healing? What if everything changes from the what if that you turned around in that moment of all the negatives that stipulate with a typical what if? So the what if factor ultimately comes into the way that you decide to turn your frequency to that radio dial of life. And no matter if it is that last day, that last hour, that whatever, 100 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever, at least you know that you did something with the blockages that stop and are literally given to us through our DNAs of paradigms, our habitual habits. The what if factor can be used in so many ways, for logic, for reason, for understanding, options, but don't let it compel you to constantly worry and borrow trouble and call in negative things into your atmosphere. Use it as a stimulation to say, man, make your heart flutter in happiness. What if I meet someone cool? And expectations are great to have. Don't expect them. As far as meeting this person at this particular time in this hour, it can happen. Or meeting this circumstance, or wanting Publishers Clearinghouse, whatever it might be, it can happen. Anything is possible. But at the same time, just hold the happiness and the understanding. Happy to be, hashtag, that episode will definitely get you there in understanding what I'm talking about. But hashtag, the what if factor, it could be used to be your source of enlightenment, your source of understanding what is and all that there can be. So Neil, hopefully we check out Wyoming one of these days. I heard it's a beautiful place to be. I'm glad that you had that question. And as always, you know how to contact us at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com if you want further clarity, more design for the structure of what you want. And all those who are out there, you know how to contact us as well. We're going to get more into that, but I hope that it scratched the surface of understanding the hashtag what if factor. I'm glad when you guys have these questions and understandings that you just want out there as a whole, for the whole group, and thousands of us or hundreds of us or the 1 equals 1 millions of us can understand more of. And this is also used in our direct lives. We're just not the speaking channel. We're the living what we're talking about, talk the talk and walk the walk channel. Whatever percentages that can be, we're in that. So thank you so much. We actually feel wonderful to have that happen. And if any more questions want to come in, let us know. We're always here for it. So hashtag the what if factor. Be the best you can. Be the change. Feel the passion and embrace the power of the spirit. Now, what if you did that? Think about it. Okay, so this is your host Lex coming to you. Hope you enjoyed this segment, because we definitely did. We love you. You're amazing. Just keep on flourishing forward and expect the very best out of life, because you being the very best deserves it. No matter what. Please stay tuned in with us. Keep your hearts open as well as your minds and your spirit. And we'll be back with you very, very soon.